Well, young fellow, you've got quite an imagination now, don't you? It seems your doodling has taken on a life of its own. Is this where Luther lived? Well, where is the young lad? Oh, I know what's going on here. Luther is a law student, but he's anxious about his spiritual condition. He's telling his dad he wants to be a monk.
Dad, I want to be a monk.
And his dad was furious.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, maybe not furious, but at least a little peeved.
Man, am I peeved.
Listen to your father and get back to school.
It doesn't look like Luther's all that happy, does it? Oh look, a storm is coming. Isn't this where lightning strikes a tree? But there is no tree. You really know this story well, don't you? I hear the thunder. Watch out!
Save me and I'll become a monk.
I sure hope St. Anne is listening. So this must be where Luther began his career as a monk. If I remember correctly, Luther was a hard worker.
I thought we had sweeping duty. Looks like Luther's been here.
Luther was a really good monk, wasn't he? But it didn't help, did it? He didn't have peace with God. If I remember right, it was studying the book of Romans and Galatians that changed him.
The just shall live by faith.
What happened next? Oh, I see. Luther began to preach those biblical truths. Did the people receive him? So I guess everyone lived happily ever after. What's happening here?
So, Mr. Tetzel, I hear you have a plan to raise money for my projects.
Sure do.
Well, let's hear it.
You send my indulgences and I'll be your traveling salesman.
You know, that could work.
Leave it to me.
Oh yeah. Luther heard Tetzel was coming and decided to take a stand. But I forget. How did he do that again? Oh yeah, the 95 Theses. But how did the ideas spread so quickly? Oh, that's right. Someone took them to a printer. Boy, that sure was hard work in those days, wasn't it? As I recall, it wasn't long until everyone was reading them.
This is amazing.
Tell me about it.
I'm sure glad I read this before I emptied my savings.
Yeah, that was a close one.
I bet that put a dent in Tetzel's business.
I'm not paying for that worthless piece of paper.
Have you seen this?
But that wasn't the end of it, was it?
That German monk is really getting on my nerves.
Let's exculpate him. Exculpate him. Just throw him out.
I always had trouble with that word too.
Boy, is he gonna get it.
Wow, this is getting exciting. What happens next?
That's a paper bowl. It looks like a piece of paper to me.
Everyone's a wise guy.
Dr. Luther, you've just been excommunicated. What are you going to do now? Are you going to Disneyland? I guess not. Oh, I get it. Why would he want to go to Rome? Oh yeah, but he did have to go to Worms, didn't he? I bet the fishing's good there. Hey, wait a minute. I thought Luther had to appear before the king, not the Pope. That's better. Now, let's listen in.
Luther, your books are full of lies.
Are not.
Are so.
Are not.
Are so to infinity.
Get on with it.
Okay. Do you take back everything you wrote?
Here I stand.
I can see that.
No, I'm not taking it back.
Did they burn him at the stake? Wait, what's happening?
Wait, I have safe passage.
We're here to make sure.
Oh, that's right. Frederick the Wise abducted Luther and took him to Wartburg Castle.
Martin, you must hide here till it's safe.
But sire, what about the Reformation?
Isn't there something that you can do while you're here?
I know, I'll translate the New Testament.
That's a great idea, but no one must know where you are.
Good, maybe I'll get more work done.
What should we call you while you're here?
Let's call him George. Yeah, Knight George.
Knight George? Wasn't he a pop singer from the 80s who wore silly hats? Oh, that was Boy George. By the way, how successful was Luther's translation of the Bible?
How many copies of Luther's Bible have we printed?
100,000. We just keep selling out.
I think that's a new record.
Wow, I gotta get me one of those.
I hear that soon every Protestant household will have one.
That's great.
Wow, that's impressive. Now, didn't Luther get married and have a family?
How is the rescue going?
The nuns have been safely smuggled out.
Where are they now?
The fish delivery man is on his way back with them.
Praise be to God.
Boy, does it stink. Not as much as living in the convent. Boy, you got that right.
Now I remember. He married one of those nuns. Katie, I think. Didn't he adopt children too? Now that's a handsome family. I guess Luther continued to preach until he died.
Never forget that salvation is by grace alone, through faith alone, in Christ alone. And never fear, a mind fortress is our God.
What a great story, and you tell it so well.
Are you finished with your assignment?
Yes,
Whoa, where is it?
it's all up here.
Shh.